man, the legendary, the guy who was shaving his skyline.
Set to go?
Yep.
It was really good to see that the entire building came up in just 3 years, or perhaps less than 3 years. I have a couple of questions. My first question would be that Prestige has the highest possible CRISIL rating of DA1 plus. So the first question is, what all does it take to achieve that rating for a developer? And my second question would be, do you see an explosion in the retail and commercial real estate with the introduction of SMREITs?
Okay, we decided to do our rating way back in, I think 2001, 2003. We were building a project called Prestige Acropolis in Koramangala. Those days it was considered to be a very large development. And today, I would call it a medium-sized development, 386 units, but then 8 acres of land, and we thought that it was over the top. And then real estate itself had taken a dive, and we had to bring in confidence to the customers, bankers, all of it. So we said the best thing to do is evaluate yourself and get yourself audited, and we went for this CRISIL rating. And they found us to be DA1. And from that year onwards, till today, we've renewed we've subjected ourselves to get audited, and they still keep rated us DA1. Now, what does DA1 mean? It means that you've got the capacity and capability to deliver the project on time with clear legal titles and also with the specifications that you have promised. Very simple. If you don't allow your greed to overtake your need, and if you are able to balance it, you have the bandwidth, you have the professionals who can back you. I'll make it sound easy. Of course, real estate itself is not an easy subject, but if you do it right, according to me, it's easy. Now, coming to your question on REITs and retail and office, I think office has exploded like no time as this year. I think Jaggi is here, he can tell you more about it. 96 million square feet of office has been leased across the country in the year 2025. And again, there's no stopping, the demand is unabated, and I believe once we've reached that 96 million, we'll sustain that, maybe even grow that. And of course, now today, there's no dearth of capital, and there's a different way of doing this. I had said this when REIT was introduced. I said office will change because what does a REIT do? It enables you to hold the asset, it enables you to develop it, hold it, rentalize it, and then manage it. The earlier days, what used to happen is, because of lack of capital, we used to do strata sales, then put together strata buyers and try to lease it out. A little disjointed, but Prestige has been doing, but that's a tough way to do it. Now, the easy way to do it is what happens, like you go anywhere else in the world, you have buildings which are 20, 30 years old, but they have been managed, they have been maintained, and they still look new because they also get renovated because the ownership is one. It's in one particular corporation or company or entity that takes care of the asset. They do asset renewal also, and then the asset looks good, and that's actually what it does is, apart from the asset, it also adds to the landscape of any city, because otherwise any developer will build 5 years, 10 years down the line, if they strata ownership, there's a infighting among the strata owners, nobody wants to contribute, and boom, the whole asset which somebody created with a lot of passion and love just goes down the tube. So that is the effect of a REIT and holding a commercial real estate. Now, as far as again retail is concerned, is the same thing. We also learnt it the hard way. We did some initially small size retail buildings which we sold, and then probably we just, at the end of the day, we just could not sort of control the tenancies, tenancy makes, the ownerships, and the entire program that you had could never be implemented. So when we actually, those days, 2004, when our Forum Mall in Koramangala was probably the first mall in the country designed as a mall, was inaugurated, we learnt it that we have to own the asset. See, we own the asset, we operated the asset, and we also managed the asset. Now that, again, in those days we thought it was a large asset, and 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, the whole landscape has changed. Now you've got malls like that, maybe 3 times the size, 4 times the size, getting bigger and bigger. Now big is beautiful. At that time, small, medium size was beautiful. Yes, I think there again, there's a lot of capital required, and the only way it can happen is through the REIT route.
So 4 days back, we were with Mr. Magar. I just want to recount an episode here for everybody. I asked him a question I asked most developers, that who is the best builder in India according to you? He mentioned you. I just thought I'll bring that up.
Thank you.
Today, we actually got a good tour about what Prestige is all about. What is it that it takes for a builder to attain the sort of scale that you have, but with efficiency? Most others have tried to do scale, and most of them have failed. Is there a secret sauce?
See, there is no secret sauce, and there is no shortcut to success. It needs, you have to die to go to heaven, no? Unless you don't die, you don't go to heaven. Same way, real estate, if you have to create something, you have to really be at it. And when I say you, it means the whole team. There has to be, of course, leadership, and the leadership that commands and demands that, and we have to have a dedicated band of people around you, and that percolates downwards. That one is, the quality of the product should not suffer, timeline should not suffer, and it's a lot of delegation, empowerment, trust. Now, if I don't trust my people, and then there is systems. See, only trust without systems also is a problem. Today, if you have system in this place, and now technology has taken over. Now our marketing systems, the entire, the way property is sold, the way it's managed, because as you're going to grow more and more, the scale increases. When you had 10 customers, you could do it on a one-to-one. When you've got thousands of customers, what needs to happen? There has to be that system. System for development, system for planning, system for marketing, and system for customer management. So once those systems are in place, you have the right people. I don't think it's difficult. Yes, every city, every state has its own nuances in terms of the local environment. And there you have to be a little blessed to have the connect with the right people at the right place and have the local environment supporting you. If you do that, I think, I don't think it's so difficult.
Is it necessary for a real estate company to be led by a promoter to make it happen? Or corporate-led companies can also do it?
Corporate-driven companies are also doing it. But in that case, what happens is, unless the leader is fully driven, has a great vision, has some passion in it. It's unlike a manufacturing unit. Even in a manufacturing unit, you have to have R&D, you have to have innovation, you have to keep, your product has to become better and better. But the only difference in a manufacturing unit is, assembly line is set, okay, the product keeps changing according to the times, with the innovation, with whatever else. But in this businesses, sometimes it's completely hands-on. You need to understand the nuances of the location, site, pricing, customer base, and the actual requirement. Basically, if you understand what your customer is, who your actual end customer is, that you will get all the answers. Yes.
What a coincidence. We didn't meet for 7 years and we've met thrice
Thrice
in last. So I'm going to take you back to when I was covering your stock in 2015. And if I remember right, I'm, jigging my memory, I think the top line was 3,500 crores at that time. Now you're at 8,000. Give me a view for the next 5 years or 10 years, you can pick.
See, the revenue in real estate is very different.
Yeah.
The accounting system itself has changed in about last 7-8 years ago. Now we are ruled with something called Ind AS. Now that's why it's a little lopsided. All my expenses front ended and my revenue and profit booking is back ended. But then I think even that may change or could change very shortly. I'll tell you why. So the auditor said since the Ind AS system has come, now we used to first initially do all our booking based on, initially when I got into the business, it was on a completed method. Then it got changed over to percentage completion method. Now if you do on a percentage completion method, it's very easy and actually it's the best way to account. Because this, I think everybody needs to understand this. Many people who even cover the stock don't understand this. So if I have done a business of say like top line sale of 20 or 30 or 10,000, if my project has a trigger of 25%, after that the sales used to come into the P&L account and the balance sheet, and every quarter as and when the progress came, that particular incremental amount used to get booked. Now what has happened is, it's the other way around. Today we have in our books sales which we have done which have not been recognized is 60,000 crores. 60,000 crores. Now if you divide that 60,000 crores by 4 years, it's about 15,000 crores. I can probably from the next year onwards show it in my P&L account. It will throw up in my P&L account and the balance sheet. And that's where the profits are. Now you see another lopsidedness is all the revenue expenses, all your commissions you pay, all your marketing expenses, staff expenses are front ended. So your profits are really not shown commensurate to the type of work you have, because I've got a huge similar thing I read recently about DLF also. They also said some 50,000 crores worth of sales which they have done are not been recognized as yet. And this will keep increasing. Like now Praveen this year is going to clock 30,000+ crores. Now that 30,000 plus crores is not that it yet recognized immediately, even if it was percentage completion method, only I had to complete that 25% trigger. Maybe not this year, then following year. So every year it keeps adding up. There was a time when we say I've got 8,000 crores of unrecognized revenue, then it became 15, then it became 20. Today, as it stands today, I've got 60,000, which is huge. So I honestly will not be able to tell you what my revenue recognition will happen, but in all probability, if you divide it in a 4-year cycle, this will start coming a moment the day you've launched it and the day it happens. It takes, supposing I've done 30,000 crores this year, it will show up 4 years later. Sure. It can't show up before 4 years later into my P&L balance sheet. Though the company is getting the cash flows, has already tied up the sales and all of that.
So which year are we hitting 1 lakh crore top line from your projection? It cannot.
See now this, I was also quoted on this.
Yes.
Some journalist asked me, I said, listen, first let me touch 50. I have not gone there as yet.
Got it.
It's like when you're climbing the Mount Everest.
Yeah.
You need to get to the base camp first. From there a little more, then a little more, then you go to the top, to the peak. Now that's all about training, it's all about acclimatization, it's all about strategy, and it's also all about markets.
Of course.
See now the last 5 years the markets have been very supportive. The product also we are bringing in because there is a lot of respect for the brand, there is a lot of confidence in the brand, and the brand has delivered to them.
True.
The faster we are bringing the inventory, it's getting lapped up and sold. I don't want to go to 1 lakh. If you had asked me when do you think you will hit 50,000,
yeah.
Maybe I would have answered you. This year we are doing that 30 plus. We'll take a deep breath for the next year. And it's also about how quickly I can bring in inventory. Sure. Inventory in terms of raw material, you need to have that land, you need to get the approval, you need to get your RERA and then bring it to the market. Just can't come to the market unlike the pre-RERA days and then get everybody else into trouble. So I think in the next 4 or 5 years, we should hit that 50. 4 years at least, we should hit that 50 mark, maybe if not sooner. But after that, we'll worry about from there what happens. You need to consolidate, you need to I don't want to talk unnecessary fancy stuff which is unachievable. It's very easy to talk something that may not happen.
Good evening, sir.
Right.
A big fan and a bigger fan after Jaggi ji and the team showed us around Bangalore. Sir, how do you guys decide? You guys have truly a presence in multiple cities. How do you decide which market to enter and which is the market you guys are most excited about?
All the markets that we are present in, we are excited about them. If we were not excited, probably we wouldn't have been there. So, and every market presents you with different challenges and different opportunities also. And I think Bangalore is a different market, it's our base. Then you've got the southern markets which we've been there since 2006. And then now it's Mumbai. In Mumbai we are doing some very, very exciting, very, very promising developments. Now the proof of the pudding is in the eating. The day it gets completed, the day it gets occupied, so you can say 100 things. Saying is different, doing is different. So we have to reach the end. Like I am very happy that we reached the end in 3 projects last year in Mumbai. You said 3 years, Mayank, but it wasn't 3, it was 4. But we managed it and we did it well. 55-story building, completing it end to end, greenfield to occupancy certificate, handover to the customers, fully sold out. Was just done classic, and then of course Mulund also we completed the Siesta Tower. Now we did a commercial building rehab. It's a rehab commercial, but then that also has come out brilliantly well, and that's called the Turf Tower in Mahalakshmi. Now actually the main meet is coming up. Hopefully this year we top out, next year end we'll complete it, and then we'll call you for a meet like this, and we'll get all the influencers to talk about it. Similarly in BKC, we've got the 101. Where we've got the X and the Y towers. So it's all work in progress, and then we're doing a massive, huge development in the Aero City. That's the hotel, which is about the largest hotel in the country, 900 rooms. It's a St. Regis Marriott Marquis. Most important is it's got about 215,000 square feet of exhibition and convention space. Now recently you would have read that there are no rooms in Delhi. And the room rates have gone through the roof. You see, that's not what we want. We have to justify everything. You see, you can't take, unjustifiable numbers, rooms, just because there's less homes. I jack up the price at whatever price and sell. That is not what we look at. We look at what is our cost, what is our overall listing opportunity cost, is that put together, and what the customer can afford to buy the product at, and give that product at as long as we have a legitimate profit, we are fine. Then after that, it's always happened. It's not that it's every time, all the time it happens, that by the time we start and to the time we end, at least my experience in Bangalore and other cities, I can't talk about Bombay, it's too soon. The price is either doubled or tripled. So who takes the benefit is my customer. Now we don't have that regret. You see, it's about creating wealth and generating wealth for others. And if that happens, I think Abhishek also told me one story. So that's a separate story. But then that's where we have no regrets as long as my customer benefits. If he stays there and enjoys the property, great. If he there's a need for him to liquidate it and still make a capital profit, that's wonderful. So that's what keeps us going, and I think probably the collective blessings of everybody who's benefited with us keeps us going.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Today, when the team was showing us all the flagship projects, especially the Prestige City, we were seeing a trend where this mega township with all the amenities one's needs, safety, quality of roads, pedestrian-friendly infra, clubhouses, everything is getting within a township. My question basically is the lack of government providing this social infra a reason that now people are basically demanding or expecting from developers to give them these things? Is there a correlation?
No, I think government, if they restrict themselves to do some great infrastructure, like complete the metro on time, make our roads cleaner, better, more mobility in terms of even pavements, walking, and garbage free. These are the things that the government should do. And I think social infrastructure, yes, it was created, it still exists in terms of parks, but then the population has exploded so much. So even today, even the bylaws provide for you in every city that you leave certain percentage of the land that you're developing into a park, into an open space, into a green space. So that I think we work in hand. And I think what I always tell my customers, within the four walls you are in paradise. Now I can't give you guarantee what happens when you step out of the four walls. It's chaos. Now if that whatever we are creating paradise inside, if the government really works together with private people, not only developers but private enterprise, and sees how can we make whatever you are doing inside in the outside, and I think it's happening in Mumbai in one way. Every time I go there, I see a whole lot of infrastructure and I feel very proud of that. Now that I think should go across the nation. In Hyderabad it's happening. If you've been to Hyderabad, they've got that outer ring road which is pretty amazing. You can get from one point to the other point very easily. So what happens is that builds the city.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for having us here. Huge fan, and I keep it quick because I know you run short of time. So I just want to understand that one happy moment, or the moment where you feel, okay, this is the turning point in my journey from the humble beginning to being one of the most respected and renowned real estate brand today. So if you can recall one aha moment, as you know, like you feel.
No, for us the aha moments keep coming all the time, every time. You complete one project, you deliver it to your customers, you have happy customers, that is the aha moment.
So what's the latest one then?
Yeah,
The absolutely latest one was the aha moment completing the Prestige City. Then we did the Lakeshore Drive, the office building. It all happened in one day, about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We did the, 3. So what are the projects? Please tell me, Mr. Gopal. He is the most proud man.
Green cables on residential development, tech hub on office park.
And then you're forgetting your data center. The first or second data center which we built for NTT. And then one more aha moment which I get every week is what Faiz developed was the Prestige Golfshire.
Yeah.
I play golf every Sunday and I go there. So that aha moment comes all the time.
We're going there tomorrow.
Because
Today.
you haven't been there. You should stay there in the JW.
So fortunately we are, sir.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's great.
and sir, when are we planning to come to Gurgaon? Because I would want to proudly sell this project and be a brand ambassador for this project.
No, we've got 2 developments in Gurgaon which we've tied up now.
Yeah.
Sector 92 and 109, I can tell you that. And I think Swaroop and his team have really done all the plans. We are now getting ready to lock them in for approvals. And I think maybe in a quarter more we should be able to.
Yeah, we should be.
1 quarter, 2 quarters.
1 quarter for one property and another quarter.
So I told my team, I said, listen, you've tied up these 2, you're already doing very large one there. Then we've got Noida Sector 150, which was stuck for the longest. Even that also is got cleared by the Supreme Court. So I said, let's launch these. Let's see how it's received and how things happen. If this, if it's a success, there's many properties chasing us. And I don't believe in overtrading and getting the company into trouble. Let these happen. And if my team is able to handle this, I think there's a lot more to do. We are more than happy.
Bangalore or Mumbai, which city will give more growth in real estate?
Bangalore in terms of volume, Mumbai in terms of value.
Land, apartments, offices, warehouse or retail, where would you personally invest?
Office.
Luxury homes or affordable housing, what is more fun to build?
Luxury is for the rich and affordable is where you get the joy of giving to the middle income and where you get volumes.
What's the most difficult part in real estate? Approvals, construction, funding or sales?
Approvals.
You've been in the business for 40 years. Can you tell me what has been the one big change in real estate in those 40 years when you first started to today?
RERA has been a game changer. What has happened is it's brought in a lot of regulation, a lot of responsibility, and now there's a level playing field. So otherwise it was a free for all and the customer really couldn't make out the difference between somebody who's there for long term and somebody who was there for short term. So now whatever happens, That is, RERA has brought in basically in one word, discipline.